Peace. What's going on, everybody? Give y'all a chance to tune in, tap in with your boy. Got some little motivation, man. Got some venting again that I want to do this morning. So give y'all a chance to tune in and tap in, man. Hopefully y'all enjoying this Saturday morning thus far. And y'all had a peaceful Friday. Staying healthy, staying out of the way. Again, we living in some turbulent times right now, so gotta stay safe, stay productive, stay healthy. Give y'all a chance to tap in and tune in. D Monty Magic, peace. What's going on with you, my brother? DJ Me, bro, what's going on? Peace. How y'all living? How y'all holding up? D Peace, what's going on with you? Yep, and everything is smooth my way. Y'all know how I go. Y'all know how I get down. Natalie, peace, what's going on with you, queen? Yeah, but y'all know everything is smooth my way. Seville, peace, what's going on with you, man? How you living? How you holding up? Yeah, but I got a quick build today. D Monty Magic, man, manifesting greatness, man. That's what we should all be striving to do. Manifest that greatness that exists within us. All we got to do is activate it. So we should always be striving to activate that inner greatness. So most definitely, I'm with you on that one. Terenzo, peace, what's going on with you? Bro, you already know, man, the born day was all peace, man. It was great. Now we back to business. Swag yourself, peace, what's going on with you? Seville, there you go, man. Eating smart. Working smarter, not harder. Eating smart, I like it. But yeah, man, I wanna build on trust real quick, man. People, we gotta be a little bit stingy. Not a little bit, man. We gotta be a lot stingy when it comes to trust, man. A lot of people, man, we let our guards down too easily when it comes to our relationships with other people, man. A lot of us are too friendly, and that can be our downfall, man. You got to be stingy with your trust. That's why I labeled the video as such. I mean, there's dudes out here that are willing to betray their own mother and father, brother and sister. So for the life of me, I don't understand why we so quick to trust some of these dudes out here, man, and some of these women out here, because they will betray their own family members. So what do you think they'll do to you? If somebody willing to betray their own mother, what do you think that they will do to you? All the way from Kenya, peace, man. What's going on with your family? All the way from Kenya. I was just watching a documentary on Kenya. That's peace. But yeah, man, if people willing to betray their own family members, man, why do you think they won't be willing to do the same to you? Shakir, appreciate it. Oh yeah, Seville, most definitely, man. We gotta be stingy with that trust, man. That's why, like I said, I keep that circle very small. Queen J, peace. What's going on with you, Queen? But yeah, I keep the circle very small for that reason. No, D Monty Magic, most definitely. You gotta take heed to this message. Man. Like I keep my circle small for a reason. I do not roll with a bunch of individuals. I don't do that, man, because I don't trust a lot of people. I just don't. And I feel like that is healthy, and I feel like that is normal. You're not supposed to be letting your guard down easy simply because somebody may appear to be a certain type of way on the surface, man. You got to examine these people. Like I said, you got to do the knowledge, and you got to observe people, man. You got to see what people are really about before you start trusting them. And a lot of times we don't do that, man. We just trusting people off of the back because they may have did a nice gesture for us initially. Like, nah, man, you taking stuff on face value. Don't do that, man. Don't be quick to just place your trust in the hands of someone else. Beautiful Goddess Keys, most definitely. It's way more peaceful. And Seville, you already know how I get down with the introversion. That's why I like it, man. That's why I feel like it's a strength. Because being introverted, it helps me in this regard. because naturally, like, I'm not about to try to associate with large groups of people just due to the fact that I'm like, our boy Dizzy, what's going on with you? Queen J, most definitely. Most definitely. Like I said, man, and I feel like that's the downfall of black people. We way too trustworthy. Way too trustworthy. Just, yep. Man, a lot of people had to learn this the hard way, man. A lot of people, man. And when we kids, it's really rough, man, because you trust in any and everybody because you trying to, like, you want to fit in and things of that nature. So you trying to fit in with certain crowds, man, and you get betrayed a lot. So a lot of us learn a lot of this stuff early on in life just by striving to fit in. But it's like as you grow older, it's like that's dead. That's dead. I'm not striving to fit in into no circle right now. Not trying to do that. Oh, Natalie, most definitely. Being introverted, like I always say, is a strength. It's not a weakness. It's not a weakness. That's not a flaw. Yeah, people look at people who are introverts and they like to talk negatively about them, as if being an extrovert is natural and all of that. Nah, no, I don't look at it like that. Oh, Cody, most definitely. Oh yeah, Deep Monty Magic. When it's time to sign on that dotted line, yep, we fall for the okie doke continuously. But black people, man, this a big downfall with us, man. It's a big downfall. And I mean, we can talk about organization, like we put too much trust into other people, these organizations, these religions, and we wonder why we continue to get pimped. Look at the type of stuff that we trust in. Look at the type of stuff that we put our trust in, man, and we wonder why we continue to get pimped. So this is larger. When I talk about be stingy with your trust, I'm not even just talking about your inner circle and the people you hang around, the people you hang with. I'm talking about these organizations that you fooling with. I'm talking about these religions that you fooling with, these pastors that you listening to. Even some of the people you rocking with on social media, we already know how people that got scammed by listening to some of these people on social media. I'm talking about that too. When I talk about be stingy with your trust, we be trusting some of these people on the internet, and we end up scammed. We be trusting these pastors, we end up scammed. So hey, I'm talking about all of that. I'm talking about all of that in regards to being stingy with your trust. That's why even on YouTube, I don't watch any and everybody on YouTube. I don't invest, like if I don't rock with what you're talking about, if I don't rock with your content, like if I don't rock with you as a person, like if I'm checking you out and I don't rock with your vibe, I'm not about to waste my time with you. So a lot of times people be asking me, have I heard of such and such and such and such? More than likely the answer is no. I don't rock with a lot of people on YouTube, man, because I don't fool with the vibes of a lot of these dudes and some of these women out here that are on YouTube. So I don't rock with a lot of folks on YouTube, man. I'm watching documentaries and I'm watching some of my ancestors because a lot of these dudes be up to no good in regards to just being on these platforms, man. So it's a select few that I fool with on here. Beautiful Goddess Keys, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I got examples of that type of stuff too. I got examples of that type. I'm talking about back when we used to go school shopping and your parents used to give you the money for school shopping, man. I had some of my closest partners back in the day. Somebody stole my money, my school shopping money, my school clothes shopping money. Stole that. I done had people hate on me. Some of my closest friends hate on me, man, when it came to like sports and stuff like that. Man, I done just had a lot of people just hate on me that I was like, man, that's crazy. I never do that to you type deal. So I done had a lot of situations like that. Sweet Tea, peace, what's going on with you? Oh, Seville, man, I get called weird and all type of stuff from being an introvert, socially awkward and stuff like that, man. But it is what it is. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Yeah, Queen J, most definitely. Yeah, we put our trust in these doctors, and I still don't understand. I really don't understand that. I never understand that one. Yeah, Shakir, most definitely. Yep, car salesman. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about being stingy with your trust when it comes to any and everything. We gotta start examining more, man. We gotta start analyzing more. Like for the life of me, man, with some of these cats on YouTube, even before I got on it, and these people would make these videos, these testimonies, talking about how they got scammed by such and such. And the whole time I'm like, man, I don't even know why you trusted this dude in the first place. Like, he already came off as a kind man in the first place. I don't even understand why you trusted him in the first place. But I get it. I get it. Some people can talk a good talk, just like a car salesman. So I get it. But I'm analyzing some of these dudes, and I'm like, man, I don't know how y'all fell for the okie doke in the first place. It's obvious that this person is a scam artist, a con artist, and people still fall for the okie doke. Still fall for the okie doke, man, because we not stingy with the trust. There you go, Howard. Get that cardio in. Queen J, most definitely. You should be the best knower of yourself, meaning you should know your body better than anybody else. Terenzo, most definitely. That's how I operate. That's how I always operate. People talk about fasting, man. You gotta fast from certain people. You gotta fast from certain people. You gotta fast from certain organizations, from certain beliefs. Man, you gotta fast from a lot of things. You gotta fast from a lot of things, man, to just prevent you from doing damage to yourself. Because that's what's gonna end up happening when you associate with certain people, when you associate with certain organizations, when you associate with certain establishments, you're gonna end up self-destructing. Oh yeah, D Monty Magic. Yep. See, I can relate to that, man. I can relate to that. I'm talking about people, like you said, who I would consider brothers, man, and then stole and then lie about it. Man, I didn't been through all of that. I done been through all of that. But like I said, as a kid, man, you know what I'm saying? You ain't thinking nothing of it. You ain't thinking nothing of it. But as you grow older, nah, I don't play all that now. I don't play all that now. For one, because I'm not trying to fit in. I don't care to have X amount of friends. When you're younger, you may care about that type of stuff. Now, no, I don't care. I don't care. I don't need to be known by everybody when I go somewhere. I don't need that. I don't need that. Yeah, Magdad, most definitely. Most definitely. Depend on, rely on self. Yeah, swag yourself, as we like to say with the love, hell, or right, man. You gotta go through that hell in order to come out right. So sometimes that's what you gotta do. That's learning by experience, the trials and tribulations, going through those obstacles. Because like I said, we didn't all been there, done that. We didn't all been there, done that. But the thing of it is, a lot of people don't learn. A lot of people do not learn. They experience, but they don't learn from the experience. And that's why the cycle continues for them. And they wonder why they are dissatisfied with their life right now. It's like, look at the people in your corner. Look at the people you are trusting. Look at the people you are entertaining consistently. Seville, most definitely. I could definitely feel that. I could definitely feel that, man. I rock with a lot of people back in the day that I don't even rock with now. Like, I have no problem with cutting folks off. Like, if you betray me, I'm not gonna mess with you. I'm not gonna keep messing with you. So I have no problem with removing myself from a situation. Terenzo, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, D Monty Magic, and people don't understand that mirror. People don't understand that mirror. And even when it comes to like changing your life, man, they tell you. They tell you. When you read these business books, they tell you to analyze your circle, analyze your 5 closest friends. In my case, you might not be able to find 5 closest friends. That like the friend label, nah, I don't use that. Like I got family. That's about it. I got family. That's really about it. I got family. That is literally it. So if you say analyze his 5 closest friends, you're not gonna find 5 close friends. You're not gonna find it. You're gonna find family members and you may find associates, but you're not about to find 5 close friends. I don't think there's anybody on this planet outside of my family members, and they might not even know enough about me. But I don't think it's 5 other people on this planet that knows a lot about me. I don't think you can find 5 other people on this planet that know a lot about me. You may not even be able to find 3 people on this planet that know a lot about me outside of my family. CJ Peace, what's going on with you? And that's how I like to operate. Because a lot of people, man, they use stuff against you. They take your kindness for a weakness, all type of stuff, man. So I ain't got time for it. Man. You got to watch people, man, especially when you striving to elevate. When you start elevating and you start bettering yourself, then these people around you, they become envious. They become jealous, man. So that's why I don't trust a lot of people, man. A lot of times, man, some of these dudes that be ending up killed out here, man, they got set up by their partner, man. They got set up by their closest friend. I ain't got time for that. Because they start seeing, they seeing you do better and they hating on you. So nah, I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out like that, man. I know how I be. And I'm one of them ones that's always striving for elevation. So if you can't handle that, then eventually you're going to end up becoming envious and you're going to end up becoming jealous. And then that's going to lead to a terrible situation. So I'm not even going to give you that opportunity. We just not going to be close. A lot of people can't handle that, man. A person that's always striving to better themselves, man, they can't handle being around that. They can't handle being around that at all. You would think that would motivate most people, but it don't. You would literally think you striving to better yourself would motivate most people, but I'm telling you right now that it does not. A lot of people cannot stand to see you bettering yourself. They hate it because they lack the discipline in order to do what they need to do, what they know that they need to do. Tidon, what's going on with you? Yeah, man, my circle, I don't even think I got a full circle, to be honest with you. In regards to like friends, now, again, I'm talking about like I don't even think I got a full circle. I may have a half a circle. I don't even think I got a full circle. Oh yeah, beautiful goddess Keys. Yeah, the public school. And once I got to high school, they sent me to a private joint. So I ended up finishing school in a private school. But yeah, woo, yeah, that public school, man. Yeah, I was there for my freshman year of high school. But yeah, man, that's a whole nother topic in regards to the school system and the way. Woo, yeah, that's a deep topic, and a lot of people don't think about that. But the public school system, boy, it needs some work. It needs some work done to it. Oh, D, most definitely, man. I've definitely grown into my solitude again, and it's the most peaceful feeling in the world. It's the most peaceful feeling in the world, man, because I no longer I'm not striving to gain the attention of other people. So now I'm peaceful. I'm at peace with who I am. So I'm gonna be me regardless, and I don't care how people perceive it. I don't care how they feel about it. I don't care what they think. I don't care what they think. I don't care how they feel. I'm gonna be me regardless. And that's when you start winning in life. When you operate under that foundation, that's when you start winning in life, man. I don't care what other people think. I don't care how you feel. I'm going to make this move because I know that this is the move that I need to make. I don't care how you feel about it. You focus on the moves that you need to make. Don't worry about the moves that I'm making. Because I trust myself. I trust myself. I didn't put too much trust into people in regards to worrying about how they feel about the moves that I make. And what do I mean by that? So you always seeking that advice. And I'm not saying that you should not seek advice, but at the end of the day, a lot of the answers that we seek, we already possess them. Again, I'm going to repeat that. A lot of the answers that we seek, we already possess these answers. Sometimes it's good to get that outside opinion sometimes, man, but when it comes to major moves in your life, you got to make those moves. You got to be confident in yourself. You got to be confident in your vision. You got to create that vision. You got to activate. You got to activate that vision. You got to activate that greatness. You don't need anybody else to do that for you. You got all the answers. Again, just got to activate them joints. Our card piece, what's going on with you? Jaquez, man, most definitely. Alonzo, most definitely, man. I'm always talking about discipline because, again, a lot of people lack that discipline, man, and they hate on you for being disciplined. They hate on you for striving for discipline. Like, you might not even be, matter, it ain't no might not. You probably not where you want to be in life, man, but the simple fact that you striving to get there, people can't stand that. Oh, Cody, yeah, Cody, it's a process, and you got to trust that process. Yeah, beautiful goddess Keys. I think I think public school and all that, I really think it's overrated. Yeah, honestly, I really think it's over. I think the whole freaking school system in and of itself is overrated. Not even overrated, it's just trash. But definitely the public school system. But yeah, that's the main reason why I've even had people, I've had people that were homeschooling their kids, and then like midway through like middle school or something, they send them to the public school and they say, well, you know, they want them to work on the social skills and all that type of stuff. And then you know how that child ends up when they send them to the wrong public school. Doesn't end up working in their favor. But I think the school system as a whole is completely garbage in this country, man. Just completely garbage. It's trash. From the public even to the private school, like it's just trash, man. Like homeschooling is the best way if you can afford to do it. But the school system is 1,000% garbage in my point of view in regards to black children. Notice when I say things are garbage, I'm always talking about in relation to black children. Like the school system for white children is just fine because it's made for them, it was designed for them, so they can succeed just fine. But for a black child, no. No, this system is garbage for a lot of different reasons, and I'm sure y'all know most of the reasons. But when you in the school system, man, you getting trained. You getting trained, man. You getting trained. You basically being taught how to be a slave. This school system is not freeing you. They making it look like education is the way to freedom. Education, in their eyes, is the way to enslavement. You come out of there with that piece of paper. It's two things that's gonna be almost guaranteed. Like you're gonna be in debt. You're gonna be in debt so that you enslaved to that debt. And then they only training you how to work for them, how to enrich their corporations. That's slavery, man. That's slavery. Different forms, like what they say, man. Things just change form. Slavery has just changed form, and this educational system is that. A lot of people can't handle that reality, but it is what it is. You come out of there with that piece of paper and all that debt. You enslaved to that debt, man. I mean, you a slave to that debt, literally. There's no way around that. Like you are literally a slave to that debt. And that's going to be a guarantee unless you get all these scholarships and whatnot. And then if you avoid the debt, now you set up to work for their corporations and enrich them and their families. That's what they training you to do. They not training us to be free. Why would they do that? Why would they teach us how to be free? Because then we wouldn't be dependent upon them. So why would they do that? That wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make sense at all. So that's not their job. Their job is not to make us free. That's our job. We got to free our children. We got to teach our children what's right and exact and how to be free and how to liberate themselves. That's not their job. They're doing exactly what they are supposed to do. So we need to stop sending our kids to their system, to their teachers, because they're doing exactly what they are programmed to do and what they are designed to do. Yeah, public schools being think tanks. I can definitely see that. Yeah, Queen J, yeah, man, these school systems, and I went on both ends, so I went public, private, and they just all garbage. I experienced all the racism in the world by going to a private school. Like y'all already know my story. They was trying to get me to cut my hair and all type of stuff. So I witnessed a bunch of that. I was fighting the system early. I wasn't going out like that, man. I wasn't going out like that. It's some stuff we did back then that I'm not going to disclose on this particular platform. But man, I was fighting the system early. So this is something that's been in my blood. So the school system, man, this system just wasn't designed for us, man. It kills your creativity. It kills your originality. It kills all of that, man. I was just talking to a young brother yesterday. He talked about how I killed his creativity. But this is something I've been saying, man. This school system, it kills that creativity, man. It drains you. It drains you. It drains you. That's why I do not fool with it, man. I have a big beef with the school system, all the way from the public schools to colleges. I got a big beef with the entire educational system. I have a big beef with it. Yeah, knowledge itself is that's the foundation. Yeah, D Monty Magic. Yeah, and that's what that's something that I was proposing back in the day. It's funny that you mentioned community college because I was proposing that. I was like, man, they make you go to school for 4 years, but like you spend 2 of those years in college, you spend 2 of those years taking knockoff courses that you don't need, that's not related to your actual degree. So I said college really should only be a 2-year thing. Because it literally, I got 2 degrees, but I only spent the last 2 years of my 4 years in college taking classes related to my 2 degrees. So I really only needed 2 years of college. The first 2 years, man, I'm taking all knockoff courses. I'm taking jazz appreciation. I'm taking all type of classes that I don't need. I'm taking a ton of classes that I don't need. So if anything, college should only be 2 years. But we know why they're not gonna make it like that though. And then basically a college degree now is equivalent to the dollar bill. The more and more people that get it, it loses its value. So a college degree, like a bachelor's degree, is pretty much not important right now. It doesn't have any value right now. Like a bachelor's degree, no value. Just like the dollar bill, man, it's just losing its value because more and more people are getting it, losing its value. So you can graduate with that bachelor's degree and be in the same boat as a person with no degree. Because that bachelor's degree, no value, is losing its value. Especially when it's a black person that has it. You know how they do us? They gotta up the ante and they gotta increase the requirements when it's a black person. So if the job requires you to have a bachelor's degree in order for you to get the job, well, for the black person, you need a master's. You need your PhD. That white person can have that bachelor's and get that job. We gonna need our master's, we gonna need the PhD, and we gonna need 15 years of experience to get that job that only really requires a bachelor's. So you know how they increase the requirements when it comes to black folks. Y'all know how they get down with that. They gotta increase the requirements. If too many black people are starting to get something, it's time to change the requirements. Now you need a master's. Because too many black people got this bachelor's degree. So now you're gonna need a master's. You're gonna need your PhD. So that's how they do us. Jamar, peace, what's going on? The wife in the building, y'all. Say peace to the wife. Oh, Antoinette, man, I'm telling you, if it's one thing I despise, I'm telling you, it's the educational system. That's one thing that we really need to stop putting our trust in, 100%. I think I despise the educational system more than any other system. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it due to the stuff that I experienced. Can't stand it. I cannot stand the educational system one bit. I can't stand it. I cannot stand what it does to the kids. I just can't stand it. I can't stand anything that it stands for. In regard, even what they teach, the way that they teach it, I just can't stand all of it. I can't stand all of it, man. I'm sorry. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. It needs to be destroyed. It don't even need to be revised at this point. It needs to be destroyed, or we just need to create our own system in regards to education. And then people like to say, well, okay, we can't depend on the system to teach our children. But the thing of it is, if you're gonna send your child to their schools for 7 to 8 hours out of the day, that's 7 to 8 hours of indoctrination, opposed to maybe your 1 or 2 hours of being able to teach them what's right and exact. That's confusion. We need to eliminate the 7 to 8 hours of indoctrination, because again, that's confusion. Because you sending them to the school, letting them know that this is the way to success. So of course they gonna listen to everybody that's teaching them at that school. So then when you come back and you say, well, everything they teaching you is a lie, then it's like, why are you sending me to this school? Why are you sending me to this system if you telling me everything that they teaching me is a lie? You confusing that child. You confusing that child. Oh, D Monty Magic, I can tell you why we don't homeschool, but that's part of the reason though. And then it's like that social aspect of it. People, for some strange reason, think that the kid will have, bad social skills if they homeschool them. It's so many different ways that your child can improve their social skills while they're homeschooled. A lot of different ways. Heck, I became the person that I am. And I went through the public school system. So my social skills ain't the best. And I went through the public school system and the private school system. My social skills not the best. I'm still an introvert. I still don't rock with people like that. So that doesn't necessarily work, man. That just ain't necessarily what it is. I don't know why people think that, man. Again, when you, especially, that's another thing people got to analyze. If you're going to if you're going to send a child to public school, man, you got to analyze it and do the knowledge of districts and see what's the best district for your child to be in, man. That's a lot of people don't factor that into the mix. A lot of people don't factor that into the mix, man. And then they end up sending their child to this worthless school, like this school that's just trash, and they wonder why the child ends up that way or ends up a certain type of way. Walker 4-4, peace, what's going on with you? Oh yeah, D Monty Magic. That's what's gonna happen. And we fall for it every time. So we striving for the higher education. I'm going back to school to get the master's, the PhD. That PhD in some years, again, that's gonna be equivalent to a bachelor's. So you're gonna have all these degrees, you're gonna have all these PhDs, and you're gonna be making what a person that has a bachelor's is making in some years. That's how that's gonna work. So I ain't falling for it. Everybody was hitting me up, you gonna go back to, man, I'm not going back to school. I'm in school every day. I'm learning something every day. I'm doing the knowledge every day. So school never stops for me. I'm teaching myself. I'm teaching myself every day. So that never stops. I never stop learning. I don't need their piece of paper. I don't need their validation in regards to do what I want to do. Now I'm doing exactly what I want to do now. And I got certified. That's the way I'm doing what I'm doing now. That's gonna be the new wave, man, getting certifications. So they didn't got tired of these degrees. So now they just creating certifications. So I'm a step ahead of people. I'm getting these certifications. That's the new wave. And then we know how we know the bias behind some of these tests. And that's another thing that I mastered when I was in college. I mastered the way that they worded their test. They couldn't stand me in college, man. I figured out everything. I was out there outscoring the white people at their own schools, man, because I mastered the way that they had written their text. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know how the white folks, the white instructors, the white, these white institutions, you know how these tests are structured. It's structured in a certain language. It's structured in their language. Y'all know exactly what I mean. Y'all have taken these tests before. Y'all have taken these tests with the tricky word and things like that. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I mastered it. I was in college. I finally mastered how they structured their tests, man. They couldn't stop me. I was getting A's and B's on every test, barely studying. So I'm able to drop the game, man, because it really, again, this stuff ain't a matter of intelligence. When we talking about college, it has nothing to do with intelligence. Is memorization, and then it's just knowing how stuff is structured. That's it. Memorization and just knowing how stuff is structured. And I can give you an example. One of my white history professors, everybody was getting like D's on the papers that he wanted us to write. So I went in and I talked to him. I said, I know that this paper was not worth the D. And look what this man told me. He said he didn't care about the content, like what was within the paper, what the paper was about. He cared about the structure of the paper. So he wanted the paper to follow a certain format. That's all that he wanted. He didn't care what you wrote about, long as it was structured a certain type of way. So I went and chopped it up with him, and I learned that, guess what? Every paper after that, I structured it exactly how he wanted me to structure it. And I was walking around getting A's and B's, and everybody was getting D's. So that man didn't care nothing about your intelligence, what you knew. He just wanted you to follow a certain structure. And that's what they want. That's how you master these white folks, man. You got to study the enemy. That's all that dude was looking for. He didn't care what you knew. He didn't care about your intelligence. He wanted to see if you can follow a certain structure. And that's it. So while everybody was standing up late typing the papers, I already knew that he didn't care nothing about that. He just wanted it to be structured a certain type of way. So I mastered it. Oh, Young Vicious, man, I was killing it. And all I had to do was chop it up with a few of them. That's how they mastered us, man. They studied us. They studied the original people, and that's how they got us. I studied them. Like, hey, you can read the 48 Laws of Power, and you gonna be able to conquer white people. Again, I'm gonna repeat that. You read the 48 Laws of Power, and you can conquer white people. That's their manual. 48 Laws of Power is the manual for white people in positions of power. That is their manual. They live and die by 48 Laws of Power. That is their way of life. 48 Laws of Power is their way of life. You study that, you will succeed in business dealing with these white folks. 48 Laws of Power. That's all you got to read. That's all you got to read. If you dealing with the white folks and you need to conquer these white folks, just read 48 Laws of Power. Then you got it. You got it. That man, them white folks live and die by it. If it's a white person in a position of power, he done read 48 Laws of Power several times. That's his Bible. That's his Quran. Pose, the name of my book on Amazon is Inner Mask. How to protect your immune system during the pandemic. Yeah, D, that's the book. I'm telling you, 48 Laws, but you read that, you got it. I mean, you can read other stuff like was that The Prince by Machiavelli, then the Art of War. You read those, you got white people mastered. You got white people mastered. You read that Prince. I read that way back in the day because y'all know Pac is my cat. So that was like one of the first books I started to read when I got into reading was The Prince. So Prince, Art of War, and then 48 Laws of Power, and you got white people figured out. And that's when stuff will stop surprising you and stop shocking you. Because you read that book, you internalize that book, then everything gonna make sense. Everything gonna make sense to you. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, they following that book. Yeah, Terenzo, it's all about that mind control. The life and health insurance, it's a lot of stuff being offered online. A lot of stuff. Montel, peace, what's going on with you? Dang, Tony Briscoe, that's that's crazy. Pose, appreciate the B-Day, the belated B-Day. Shout out, appreciate it. Oh, Natalie, most definitely. Knowledge is definitely key. And that's why I study them. I do the knowledge to them. So then I master them. I mastered their system. Yeah, Walker 4-4, it's all about programming. You just got to know, you got to understand the system. Once I got to college, I realized it ain't have anything to do with intelligence. I was so focused on being intelligent. I was like, man, this ain't got nothing to do with that. It's a program, it's a system, it's a game. You got to learn the rules. I learned the rules. I learned the rules. Once I learned the rules, man, I was in college, man, I was chilling. I was chilling because I learned the rules. I learned the rules. That's why I tell people, man, that like college was easy because I learned the rules. But like I said, if I could do it again, definitely wouldn't be in the debt that I'm in. Tony Briscoe, man, that is crazy, but that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. That doesn't surprise me at all. Hence one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. I was more than qualified, man, working in these banks. Man, I took some jobs that I probably should not have taken due to my credentials, due to the things that I have accomplished. But I'm seeing everybody else move up a ladder, and I know I'm more qualified, if not exactly qualified how they are to get the same position. And everybody just moving up. I'm like, all right, that's crazy. So I had to create my own opportunity. I'm like, I done went out here and I done played by y'all rules. I done got the education just like y'all said, get it. I stayed out of trouble just like y'all told me to do. I'm like, hey, I'm a model citizen. Man, I don't have anything on my record. I got your education. I got two of your degrees. I don't do drugs. Like I'm the model citizen. I'm the model citizen. I couldn't land a job out here to save my life. And I know exactly where that stems from. But they won't admit it. So I said, all right, I'm not going to play by the rules. I'm not going to put my trust into this system, because if I put my trust into this system, I'm going to die broke. So I was stingy with my trust in regards to this system, in regards to me earning my living. So I said, man, I'm about to create an opportunity for myself. I'm about to create several opportunities for myself, because I can no longer put my trust into a system. That's going to lead to my downfall. It's going to lead to me stressing myself out, and it's going to lead to me self-destructing. So I stopped playing with them. Yep, Just, that's what I say, man. You a slave to that debt. So when you in debt, you a slave. You a slave. Yeah, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's another good book. Malcolm X fool with that joint. Yeah, that's a good one too. Dale Carnegie. Yeah, that's a good joint. Yeah, Cody, that 48 Laws of Power, and even his other, like most of his books are on point in regards to just learning about white people, like Mastery. That's a good one. Montel, man, everything is peace my way. Everything is peace. Yeah, D Monty Magic. When I first read 48 Laws of Power, I was like, yo, because I got it at a time where I was experiencing a lot of stuff in that book in regards to how I was being treated. So I was like, man, this book is for the wicked white people that's out here. This is exactly how they living. This is exactly how they living. This is exactly how they doing this. Beast by Bless Zone out, man. Appreciate that donation. Appreciate the donation. Appreciate the purchase on the book as well. Hey, all Reg, you know what's crazy? Because I worked at Target. And you know what's crazy? See, now I can say what I want to say now, because, again, I created my own opportunity. So I can say what I want to say. Even though I was saying the stuff back then, which is probably why I was also not getting certain opportunities because I always spoke my mind on social media. I ain't hold my tongue. But when I worked at Target, man, we got accused of unionizing. Like, that was crazy. Dude felt like we was turning people against him. So y'all know how, man, they fear the black man, man. I'm telling y'all, man, they fear the black man. This was a white guy. This is a white guy. The white floor manager at that time, or the team lead at that time, and he just felt like me and another brother, we were unionizing, trying to turn everybody against him. I'm telling you, man, white people, the white man has this fear of the black man. Like, they don't like a when they see a black man stand on his square, man, they get nervous. They get nervous. That dude accused us of unionizing, and we wasn't even doing nothing. We wasn't even doing nothing. He was just mad at the influence. He was just mad at the influence that we have, man. So they be getting shook. They be getting shook, man. They be getting shook. These white men, they be getting shook. They get shook by a powerful black man, by a powerful black woman. Thunder Scorpion, appreciate that donation. Oh, D Monty Magic, you know how I go, man. Like I said, I ain't even touched the surface. I ain't even touched the surface on some things yet, man. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to unleash. I got some things that y'all can probably figure, man, but I got some things that I'm going to touch on deeply in regards to this system, man. It's just a lot of things, man, that I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to touch on. I'm waiting to touch on. Because y'all, I'm good for ruffling feathers, man. Ruffling the white feathers. I was about to say the right feathers, but I'm good for ruffling the white feathers. Because like I said, man, I done been through some things. I ruffle them white feathers, and then these soft, passive black men out here, because like I said, I got the most revolutionary advice back in the day when the schools was trying to get me to cut my hair and all that type of nonsense. I got the most revolutionary advice from black women. The older black men, passive, weak. They was basically telling me to conform, do what the system is telling me to do. You gonna have to do that anyway. I couldn't stand it, man. I remember, man, I got into it with the dean of students at my high school, man. I called that man an Uncle Tom. I said, man, you a puppet for these white folks. You the messenger. They sending you to talk to these black kids. They created the racist policy, and they sending you to talk to the black kids to enforce it. You the enforcer. You they puppet. You they slave. You they slave, and you playing that role. You playing that role too good. You playing that role too good, and they don't even care about you. So I got criminalized for my hair, yo. I got criminalized for my hair, so that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been going at it for a minute. Thunder Scorpion, my mans. Yeah, they don't like that power. They don't like that power. Yeah, Tavon, man, a lot of people, man, that's why I tell a lot of people to free themselves from corporate America. Because like I said, man, it's slavery in a different form. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like that. But when that job tell you you got to be somewhere at 7 a.m., you're going to be there at 7 a.m. You're going to do what that job is telling you to do. You're going to do what that job is telling. When they enforce a rule telling you that you can't wear this no more, guess what? You're going to conform to them rules. So it is what it is, man. Like I said, man, you can use these jobs as a tool to get somewhere else, but I think the end goal for all black people, man, should be liberation, man, to be self-sufficient. Like, I'm sorry. Y'all, people can hate me all they want to, you know, but when they say we weren't made to be bosses, and man, we wasn't made to be slaves for white people neither. We wasn't made to be servants for white people neither. That's not why we are here. So again, if you black and you telling me we wasn't designed, everybody not made to be a boss, well, we wasn't made to be slaves and servants for these white folks and these white corporations neither. That's not our duty. That's not why we exist neither. So forget all that. And again, there are plenty of different ways to be self-sufficient other than being a boss. So stop putting your trust into these white corporations. Stop putting your trust into these white folks. How many times have they let us down in history? How many times have these white people let us down? I'm not putting my trust in them no more. I ain't going back to corporate. I ain't going back to corporate America, man. I got too many. It's too many people that look like me that I can work with, that I can produce a product or service for, and I can be just good. I can be just as good. So I don't need these white corporations. I don't need them. I don't need them. And another thing, man, I started, like I said, I started mentoring this brother yesterday, man, and that's why he came to me, man. He's striving to free himself from corporate America. And I'm encouraging him to do so. I'm like, man, get out the game. Get out the game. We give these corporations all of our time, man, just to barely be able to enjoy it, man. You got to work, like being able to, like these good jobs and all that, to where you can work it for about 30, 40 years, then retire and then chill. Man, that stuff is a thing of the past. There is no such thing, man. You're going to have to pretty much work for these corporations until you die now. That's going to be the new wave. You're not about to be able to give them 30, 40 years and then retire. Those type of jobs are gone. That's gone. That's dead. That don't exist. That no longer exists. Alonzo, appreciate the donation. Magic Realms, peace, what's going on? Yeah, so that's dead, man. So when you invest your time and energy into these corporations, you doing that till death. I know a story, man, a former manager I had, he said he had a friend. He was like, that friend had work. All he did was work for this particular company. I think it was AT&T. All he did was work. Work. He was working towards retirement. Man, that dude said after he retired, he died a week later. So this dude invested all of his time and energy into this company. They said, man, he said all this dude did was work. All the overtime. He just worked. He was just consumed in this work. Because he wanted to retire, he was ready to retire and all that. Soon as he retired, man, he died. Wasn't able to enjoy it. That's why I tell people, do what it is that you are passionate about, because you never know. Don't push it off. Don't put it off, because you never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. So I refuse to give a corporation 20, 30 plus years, and then I finally think I'm about to enjoy my life, then I die. Nah, no. Like you 60 at that point. He was like I think he was about 60. And then he dies. That ain't how we going out. That's not how we going out. Because at that point, I would feel like I didn't fulfill any purpose at all. All I did was work for another corporation and enrich them. So I feel like that's one of my, we talk about fears, that's one of my fears, man. I don't want to die without having fulfilled a purpose, a meaningful purpose. Me working for corporate America, nah, I don't feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose. So I couldn't give a bank 30 years, then retire, and then I'm like 60, and now I'm striving to live like I'm 20 and 30. Now I'm striving to go out here and do everything in life at 60. And the whole time I'm working for this corporation, I'm not taking care of myself. So that ain't the way to live, man. And I've seen a lot of cases of that stuff working at a bank. I've seen a lot of these people, man, give these jobs all of their years, man, just to barely be able to afford anything after they have retired. That's not the way to go out. That's not the way to go out. And I've seen too many cases of that. I'm like, man, you work for how long and this is all you got to show for it? I'm good on that. "4J Radio, appreciate the donation." Thunder Scorpion, most definitely. That's all we basically, we just train. That's it. We train to be servants. That's it. And people get mad when I say it. I had a conversation with my moms. I had a conversation with my moms about this, man. She got mad. I told her back in the day, I had said, man, y'all are slaves to these jobs. And she was swearing up and down she wasn't. I said, but my pops, he understood what I was saying. My pops understood what I was saying. Obviously, my mom, she didn't like it because, I mean, I was blunt with it, man. I said, man, but y'all are slaves to these jobs, man. Y'all are slaves to these jobs, period. And I said, I'm not meaning disrespect. It's just a fact. It's a fact. And my pops, he actually understood what I was saying, and he actually agreed with what I was saying. Yeah, yeah, man. I'm telling you, early retirement, nope. For my era, like for my generation, most definitely not happening. Most definitely not happening. So you better get on your grind now. And then the generations after me, that definitely most definitely is not happening for them. With the way robots and all that's about to take over. So the generations after me, that's a done deal. Done deal. Done deal. So I knew that early. So I'm like, I'm not even going to waste more. I'm not even going to give them more of my years. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Because you're going to have, like I said, you're going to have to work till you drop. You're going to have to work till you drop. I mean, I can't tell you how many of these people that I seen, they already, they retired, but they had to take these little part-time jobs that were killing them because they needed the extra income. I mean, they working, man, I'm telling you, they working at these grocery stores, man, they doing things that, man, you're not supposed to be doing when you 65 and you 70. And then we know how these jobs discriminate against the elders. So then they getting discriminated against on these jobs trying to make all type of rules and regulations to kick them out the door. To make the work a lot harder, just to get them out of there because they don't want the old people in there to begin with. So it's rough out here, man. So I don't wish that on nobody. I don't wish that on anyone. I don't want to see anybody get to the age of like 60, 65, or 70, and they done worked for 30, 40 years, and they not able to sit back and relax and enjoy the fruits of their labor. Like, I don't wish that on nobody, man. I done seen that. That is depressing. That's depressing. That is a depressing way to live. And I've seen it. Like, that's depressing, man. That's depressing. That's sad. It's sad, man. I've literally seen it. I've been in the bank where these elders have broken down on me, crying, man, because they want to just help their kids, but like they done worked all these years. They don't have the money. They retired. They can't do nothing because they, you know what I'm saying? They hurt, they old and all that. They didn't take care of themselves. So they just breaking down crying, man. I done had that happen to me several times when I was at the bank. To where they done got to 70, 75, man, they struggling. Man, you're not supposed to be struggling at 70, 75, man, especially when you done gave a corporation 40 years of your life. That's disrespectful, man. But we know these jobs and these corporations don't really care about us, man, at the end of the day. So part of that is on us, man. But that's depressing, man. That's terrible, man, to see a 70, 75-year-old struggling like that. They getting that little measly Social Security that basically can only pay their rent and maybe get some groceries. Man, I've seen that. I've seen people get that little monthly Social Security, and that pretty much is enough to cover their rent and, you know, utilities, and that's it. They barely got anything for groceries. And this ain't my generation that I'm talking about. These are people that are already, these are my elders already. So I can imagine what it'll look like for my generation. Terenzo, appreciate that donation. Yeah, Natalie, definitely. We definitely got to invest in land. Definitely got to invest in that. Definitely got to invest in the land and start growing your own food. That's crucial. Then we got to support the brothers and sisters that's out here growing the food. Like, we got to support them. We got to support them. So when you find somebody that's out here doing that, hey, break them off some bread, man. Support them. Get your food from them. Because again, man, I broke down a few questions, man. We more dependent on the system than we know. So I was like, man, at any given moment, man, if they decide to shut down everything like these grocery stores and things like that, man, we'd be all bad. We'd be all bad. We'll be all bad. So we gotta really become self-sufficient, man. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways to do that. It's enough black folks in this country, man, for us to be all right supporting one another. It's enough of us, man. It's enough of us in this country. It's enough of us in this country where we should be all right. We should be all right. Y'all know how much money we make collectively. We should be all right, man. We should be all right just dealing with each other. Oh, Alonzo, man, and it's funny that you're talking about like health insurance and stuff like that, man. That's another underrated aspect of like wealth. When I had got my health insurance policy, so I'm out of here 30, so I may have got it maybe 3 years ago. The branch manager at the time, he was like, man, I wish I would have got my life insurance policy at this age. Man, we sleep on that. I thought that was common. Now I thought everybody, just knew to get a life insurance policy. And I'm not talking about the one you get through your job, through your employer. Like I got one that's independent of my employer. So when I stopped working for corporate America, I still got it type deal. So I got me a life insurance policy, man, and that thing is accumulates of value. So when it's crunch time and I need some funds, I'm gonna be able to borrow against that. Or take a loan from it. Like, yeah, health insurance policies are underrated. And a lot of people don't have policies. And I didn't know that. I thought that was just common knowledge. For one, I thought I was late getting it at 27. I was like, dang, I wish I would have got this joint at like 20. Yeah, Alonzo sound like he the insurance dude. So y'all check his page out for that. I got basic knowledge on it, but man, I had started doing the knowledge to it when I was looking up some. I'm gonna get a few more though. I'm gonna get a few more, man. Once I get my ends up to a certain amount, I'm gonna get a few more policies. And man, I know, boy, I know some people, man. I know some black people, man, that's stacked up with some of these policies, and they got policies on their kids, on their nieces and nephews, man. I know a lot of people, man. They doing some things with these policies, man. And I didn't know it was that deep until I got one and started talking to people about it. Bronze, I'm sure Alonzo can answer this, but I got what do I got? I got a whole life insurance policy, and I want to get a term joint. I want to get both of them, but I got a whole joint, man. So I done had it for 3 years, and I'd have been like, of course, I make the monthly payment. So mine just started accumulating the value to where I'll probably be able to borrow against it within probably next year or so. But it's gonna be a small amount. So the minimum that you can borrow from the one I got is $500. And the maximum that you can borrow is like $25,000. So it's just I gotta keep letting it accumulate that value. So once it hits the 500, I can borrow against it. But that takes time. It's gonna take you a few years to get to that point, depending on the policy that you got. Mine took me about 3 to 4 years to get to the point where I can borrow against it. But I'm not looking at that policy as something that I'm gonna need for revenue. So when I look up another 5 years from now, man, I might have $10,000 at my disposal, just off of paying on this insurance policy. And that's gonna come in handy. So that's the whole point of it for me. Then if I let it sit for as long as I want to let it sit, then I'll be able to borrow that $25,000. And that's just off of that insurance policy. That ain't got nothing to do with my other sources of revenue. So that's why I'm gonna get a few more of them joints. Yeah, Lonzo, man, drop an email or something for the people. See, this is what's peace right here, man. This is how we do it. This is how we succeed as black people. See, Alonzo, y'all gonna hit him up for the insurance. Y'all know I do my thing on it. See, this is how we do it. This is how you do it. This is how we generate wealth amongst each other. This is it right here. Like this is how we do it, like straight up. Cause I'm not one of the ones that's finna get on here and be like, I know everything about insurance policy. No, I'm gonna tell y'all to check out Alonzo, cause he's the expert. I'm not about to start talking about it. I can only talk about the one that I got. We gonna let him break it down. Heck, if I gotta put him on his joint, if I gotta put him on one of my streams, then we just gonna do that. But y'all gotta fool with my mans for that insurance. Thunder Scorpion, peace, man. Take it easy. Beautiful Goddess Keys, man. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen that exact scenario. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that exact scenario, man. And it is sad. Like I said, I've had my elders break down crying on me. That's not a way to go out, man. That's not a way to go out. When you done live your whole entire life and you done gave all of your time and your energy to this particular place, man, and you gotta die broke. That's not cool, man. I didn't like seeing that. I didn't appreciate seeing that. I can't fool with it, man. And the elders, we gotta look out for the elders. We gotta look out for our elders, man. So that was I couldn't stand to see that. D Monty Magic, I don't know if it's a limit, but if it's a limit, I'ma reach it. I'ma get as many as I can. Oh, G baby, y'all, you right up my alley talking about the medicine. Talking about medicine, which is why I tell people not to take those pain pills, because it's just suppressing the symptoms. It's suppressing them. And each time that you suppress them, like, so the next time you get sick, it's gonna hit a lot harder, it's gonna be a lot worse. So that's all that's all the medication is doing. That's all the medication is doing. Like, medication is just overly toxic, and you should not be striving to take medication. You just shouldn't be. Again, your food, that's your medication. That's all you need. Fasting, that's your medication. That's all you need. You don't need to be popping these pills. You don't need to be popping these pills. Not at all. You don't need their prescriptions. Not at all. That's only making matters worse. Yeah, it's going to temporarily relieve you of the symptoms, but like, that's the smoke screen. That's the trick. So you thinking, oh, I had a headache, I popped this ibuprofen, headache gone, ibuprofen works. Nope. For one, it's creating that dependency, it's creating an addiction. This is all the type of stuff that they don't want to tell you, but that's what it's creating. Then it's just suppressing the symptoms, so it's making you sicker. Masking the symptoms. See, people don't understand symptoms are a good thing. Symptoms are letting you know that your body is functioning properly. So when you get that headache, that's a good sign. That's your body letting you know that something is wrong. When you keep taking this medication and you suppressing these symptoms, then you're not able to determine if something is wrong, because you keep suppressing the symptoms. So you think everything good when really it's not, because you suppressing the symptoms via this medication. No, you want your body to talk to you. You want your body to let you know that something is wrong. So you want to experience these symptoms so you can treat it accordingly. But now when you take these medications and you suppress them symptoms, man, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem, because you're not getting to the root cause of the problem. So that's why you can have things like that sudden heart attack. Oh, Torenzo, man, I can definitely see that. Man, I was reading a book, yo. I was reading a book talking about detoxing, man. They was just talking about detoxing from like medication and, you know, toxic foods and things like that, man. And they was talking about some of the things that they like seen in like the stews when they were detoxing. And they was just talking about, you know, pills that they may have taken like 5 years ago. Like, all this stuff started coming out when they was detoxing. And how did the person know that it was 5 years ago? Because he was like, that was the last time that I had taken some medication. So it's just crazy, man. People don't understand how deep this stuff gets, man. People don't understand how deep this stuff gets. When you taking medication, how long it can stay inside of you, how long it can be impacting you, how long it can be affecting you. Oh, Alonzo, man, diabetes, my thoughts on diabetes. Diabetes is one of the easiest things to prevent. And then it's also very simple to reverse, man. I got plenty of books talking about reversing diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes can get a little complicated, but I have read some ways of reversing that through a raw vegan lifestyle. But diabetes is easy to prevent and it's easy to reverse. You just got to do some fasting. Fasting is great for reversing diabetes. Fasting is great for reversing diabetes, but you gotta do that. You gotta proceed with caution with that. So you gotta start with like intermittent fast and whatnot. So 16-8 and things of that nature. And you gotta work your way up to that 24-hour fast. But fasting, man, I got plenty of books and on reversing type 2 diabetes, and the consensus is always fasting. It's always some form of fasting. Genzo. Yeah, Alonzo, they gonna tell you not to see, and that's the thing. I was gonna say that they gonna tell you not to fast. I already know. I already knew that. They gonna tell you not to fast. They gonna encourage you not to fast. Probably talk about your blood sugar level or something like that. They probably gonna say it may drop to It may drop too extremely or something like that, man. They're going to say something crazy. They're going to try to spook you in regards to discouraging you from fasting. I already know. But there's plenty of books where doctors, honest doctors, have reversed type 2 diabetes via fasting. But the average doctor that you come across, they're going to tell you not to do it. And Genzo, when it comes to weed, I don't smoke. Like, I don't smoke weed. So I can't speak from like experience on that. But I have heard things like that. I've heard people say it makes them lazy. I got a client right now that she says she don't want to smoke weed anymore. She want to be 100% sober. She don't like how it makes her feel. You know, it makes her lazy. She's too relaxed type deal. So like I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on it. I personally don't do it. Then I've also heard the flip side. You know, a lot of people swear by the benefits of smoking. So I don't know. I can't speak from experience on it. I'm good without having to do it. I don't need to smoke to tap into that creative zone, you know, that people be talking about, that they tapping into when they smoking. But I don't know though. I'm not about to act like it's 100% negative, because you could be doing a lot worse than smoking weed. I'm more so against drinking. Like alcohol, you need not be doing that. Yeah, drinking is what I have a problem with drinking. Yeah, D Monty Magic. I know some people that eat the herbs. So yeah, I've heard that as well. But I know some people that live by that. Yeah, Genzo. Yeah, my people done gave up on looking at me crazy when it comes to weed. I just don't rock with it. They just know it now. Same with drinking, but I'm adamantly against drinking. Like I will tell you off the rip to eliminate that alcohol, to eliminate that liquor. Stop doing that. Like I'm gonna tell you to stop doing that. Oh yeah, arthritis, and that's another thing. When we dealing with arthritis, we dealing with inflammation. So the easy way to combat arthritis, you got to eat anti-inflammatory foods. The best anti-inflammatory foods are what? Spices. Ginger, garlic, turmeric, the cayenne pepper. See, these are all good for that inflammation. They are anti-inflammatory foods, so you got to eat a lot of spices when you're dealing with inflammation. So you got to eat that anti-inflammatory type diet, man. That's just a lot of spices. And you will see that arthritis improve. But arthritis is starting to hit not even our elders. They starting to hit people. They starting to hit the younger generation. I know some people that's in their 30s talking about they got arthritis in the knees and stuff like that. Bronze, no, I do not eat meat. No, I've been off of the meat for like 10 plus years now. And I'm never going back to that. I can 100%, if I can't guarantee you anything in life, I can guarantee you that I'll never eat meat again. Yeah, that turmeric and black pepper. Yep. Yeah, Alonzo, man, these doctors, yeah, I already know. They want to keep you on that medication though. They don't want to give you hope. Because if you reverse your type 2 diabetes, then you no longer need them. So of course they don't want to give you hope. I got a bunch of clients, man, because diabetes is normal. That's the new norm right now. So everybody you walk into gonna have diabetes. So I got a few clients and I told them about fasting. They was just like, they can't do it. It's two groups of people out here that are afraid to fast. The diabetics, they're afraid to fast because of what the doctor has instilled in them. And then you have people that have iron issues. And the doctor gave them those iron pills. They have instilled a fear in these people that they cannot fast either. Because their iron levels will get too low and they feel like they're going to faint or pass out and die. So people that are low in iron all of a sudden think that they can't fast. So those are the two people that the doctors have instilled an immense amount of fear in regards to fasting. Genzo, one of the best books on that, Timeless Secrets of Health and Rejuvenation. That'll be the best book on that. Start with that book. It's a thick joint, but that book is good, man. It's got a lot of jewels in there. Timeless secrets of health and rejuvenation. Oh, Eli Smooth, man, yes, sir. Meat is bad. Again, that's another unpopular perspective that I have, but meat is bad. No form of it is good. I suggest everybody try to get off of it. And I got one of my earliest videos. I broke down how we're not designed to be carnivores in the first place. So I broke that down. We're not designed to be carnivores in the first place. So I broke that down. But yeah, meat is bad. Meat is destructive. And it's not necessary. It's not necessary. And it's a lot of myths that are associated with if you discontinue eating meat. A lot of myths. A lot of garbage myths. And that comes from a lack of research. And then most of those myths are created by people who haven't even experimented with that type of lifestyle in the first place. Oh yeah, Amazon can get overwhelming when you're looking for like books and stuff like that. Oh, Walker, man, like about 10 plus years. So I've been a vegetarian for about 10 plus years. And I went on and off with like veganism. So I'm always going on and off. But for the most part, I'm striving to get predominantly raw. I'm striving to go about 80 to 90% raw. That's going to be my next major jump. So I'm striving to go about 80 to 90% raw. Bronze, nope. Don't fool with fish. Fish is fattening. And then you got to worry about the mercury. Now, if you can get the wild caught Alaskan salmon and whatnot, that's your best bet. But a lot of people don't understand how fattening fish can be. And then the mercury. That's you dealing with the most contaminated food source right there, meat, man, because the water is so polluted. You dealing with one of the more contaminated food sources when you're talking about meat. I mean, not meat, but fish. Yeah, that supersized me was crazy. Oh yeah, D, man, there's so many athletes that went vegan, like Cam Newton, he went vegan. Even on the college realm, you got Justin Fields, who's a quarterback for like Ohio State. He went vegan. He playing some of the best football he's ever played. So a lot of these cats went vegan and got into the best shape. If I'm not, I think Damian Lillard had dabbled with veganism for a minute, I think. Solo T40, what's going on? Yeah, D Monty Match Kareem, yep. Eli Smooth, man, that's crazy. Hey, Kaylin, appreciate it. Appreciate the love, yo. Yeah, Eli, that's crazy, man. Of course you're gonna get met with that backlash from your peoples though, especially depending on their background. So you gotta understand, like my people come from the South. So when I came up and I was like, I ain't eating meat no more, you can imagine how they was like, hold on, what do you mean? So I always encourage people, when you're younger, like just wait till you are able to be on your own and then make the transition. That's what a few people have done that I've talked to. They knew that it was something that they wanted to do, but they waited till they got out of their parents, out of the house. And then that's when they fully transitioned to that lifestyle. Oh, Justin, appreciate it. And that we are not the same, that's a Jew. Jax, no doubt. Oh, Walker 404, man, it's so many dishes. Matter of fact, I feel like I eat better in regards to like just the diversity of the meals as a vegan or as a vegetarian. When I ate meat, I was literally eating the same foods. Literally, like I was just eating the same foods, man. I was eating the same foods. Now it's like it's more diverse. But man, it's so much that you can eat, man, as a vegan, as a vegetarian, man. So many options. I don't even know where to start, man. I mean, you pretty much got a vegan version of everything you would have on the meat end. So you got vegan lasagnas, vegan pastas, vegan, I mean everything, man. I don't even know where to start. It's so much that you got to choose from, man. It's crazy. All you got to do is just experiment. You got to experiment. You got to find the dishes that you like. And that's just going to be experimentation. Donna C, peace, what's going on? Anais, man, I love it too. I wouldn't change it for the world. And like I said, man, my strength, like y'all know I be in the gym daily. My strength hasn't went anywhere. Like I'm still squatting, deadlifting, and bench pressing heavy weight. The same heavy weight that I was lifting when I was playing football. I'm still lifting that same exact heavy weight while not eating meat, while not consuming dairy products and things of that nature. So I'm still out here squatting 300-400 pounds. Like that's still happening. So I don't know what everybody talking about, acting like vegans are frail and weak and things like that. No, sir, no, ma'am. Incorrect. Yeah, D Monty Magic, and people sleep on the variety, man, and that's what I tell people too. You gotta have that variety. If you're striving for health, if you're striving to get all your vitamins and minerals, you gotta have that variety. They say eat the colors of the rainbow. They tell you that for a reason. So you gotta eat the colors of the rainbow. Have that variety, have that diversity. That's crucial in regards to your overall health and well-being. j Radio, that's it. So we out here. Like I said, next year, like this whole COVID that messed up my plans, man. But I plan on participating in like a powerlifting meet, man, just to kind of demonstrate that you can be vegan out here and you can be just as strong as anybody else, if not stronger. But you know how COVID messed it up for this year, so I'm looking into 2021 next year, participating in a powerlifting event, just to let people know that I'm out here. So I'm gonna definitely do that. Yeah, Power Foods for the Brain. That book is peace. Oh yeah, D, mushrooms are great for the immune system as well. Mushrooms are great for the immune system. Genzo, when it comes to Dr. Sebi, I mean, I rock with Dr. Sebi, man. There's some things he talks about. Some foods that he tell you not to eat that I'm eating, like broccoli, for instance. He talks about it being a hybrid vegetable or whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna eat broccoli. Broccoli is beneficial. Ton of benefits behind broccoli and kale. A lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't eat kale. Nah, kale is beneficial as well. But for the most part, I rock with Dr. Sebi. But I take the best parts of all of these people, and I kind of create my own way of life based off of taking the best parts from what they have taught. So I don't follow anyone to a T. So you got a lot of people that don't know how to do that. A lot of people feel like they can just only follow what he's saying. So they just follow what Dr. Sebi has said. What Dr. Sebi said is law. Like, nah, I know how to take the best parts from all these different programs and utilize it to my benefit. So that's what I do. Because even Elijah Muhammad had the 1 meal a day routine. So he had that going. So it's a lot of people that, again, is one extreme or the other. They just feel like they got to do that or they can't do it at all. I'm like, no, sometimes eating 1 meal a day is beneficial. But I wouldn't tell somebody to do that for the rest of their life. But depending on what the objective is, sometimes that can be beneficial, that 1 meal a day. But that's not something that I'm about to do every day, all day, for the rest of my life. So at some point, Dr. Sebi, like his whole entire guideline, you can follow that for maybe like a month or so. But I don't feel like that's something that you got to follow, for the rest of your life. Because there's some foods that he say you don't eat or you shouldn't eat that I feel like are beneficial to incorporate in your regimen. But again, to say, like, if you came to me and said you follow Dr. Sebi's lifestyle, I ain't mad at you. Because you follow that lifestyle, you're gonna be healthy. So I'm not gonna argue that. I'm not gonna argue that. If you eat according to what Dr. Sebi said, for the most part, you should feel 1,000% better. So I'm not mad at anybody that's following. I'm not gonna hate on you if you following it, if you can. But I just don't follow everything he said to a T. Amber, peace, what's going on? Hey, D Monty Magic, it's crazy. It's crazy that you talk about monks. Like, I had this vision of creating, you know, because I obviously not striving to be an actual monk. You know, for one, you got to cut your hair and all that type of stuff, man. I was going to be my own type of monk. I really admired the monks, yo, like in regards to like discipline. I used to study the monks hard. I was like, man, I'm some disciplined dudes. I used to study the monks hard. Like, I straight wanted to be a monk. Sharif, man, what's going on with you, man? The Beyond Meat, like I said, the Beyond Meat, the reason why that is good, but the store bought, you got to get it from the store. Not going to the fast food restaurants. Get it from the store. The good thing about the store is because it don't have soy. It's non-GMO. So the one from the store, like the Beyond Meat from the store, good. Now, of course, I wouldn't recommend you overdo anything, but yeah, that one is good. Like non-soy, non-GMO, so that's good. Yeah, Travion, like I said, soy is one of those controversial subjects because it's a lot that's misunderstood about soy. Now, obviously, if you got the GMO, if you got the genetically modified soy, that's the problem. That's the problem. But the non-GMO soy, in moderation, is no problem with it. It actually has a lot of benefits. But when you eating the modified soy, the genetically modified soy, now you may have a problem. But if you get the non-GMO soy in moderation, then that's okay. That has benefits, especially for women. It's shown to be protective against breast cancer. Again, that's the non-GMO soy, not the genetically modified soy. And it's a lot of studies that people go back to in regards to proving how destructive soy is, and some of those studies were flawed. And then again, we're talking about genetically modified soy. But again, moderation is cool when you get the non-GMO soy. Then like a soybean and stuff like that, like in moderation, that is cool. But again, moderation is key, and then the non-GMO soy, organic, like that is key and that's crucial. Genzo, man, peace. You take it easy out here, man, and enjoy the work. Yeah, maca powder, yep. Tavon, sweet potatoes, man, that's like a superfood. You can't go wrong with sweet potatoes. There's so many benefits to sweet potatoes, man. I don't even know where to start in regards to the benefits. Yeah, sweet potatoes should be a main staple. When you study the healthiest populations in the world, man, they food with sweet potatoes. They rock with the sweet potato. D Monty Magic, man, don't get me started on it. And then don't get me started on the silverback gorilla. We know they plant-based as well now. And then people like silverback gorillas, they eat ants. I'm like, man, what the main source of what they eat comes from what? So a lot of people don't understand that, man. The main source of what they eat comes from what? We ain't talking about the 0.1% time that they may consume the ants or whatever. The main source of their strength comes from the plants. It doesn't come from the ants. Yeah, spirulina is good for protein. A lot of people don't know that too. That's a good source of plant-based protein. And watercress is definitely a piece as well. And chlorella, that's another good source of protein. And chlorella can remove the toxic metals from inside of you. Like if you've had, like I've had the mercury filling and whatnot, chlorella is good for removing that. Yeah, Torenzo, the Beyond Meat from the store. When you get it from the store and you cook it yourself. Because again, no soy, non-GMO. And basically pay attention to how your body responds to it. My body responds well to it. So that's another thing too. When I say something, you got to also pay attention to how your body responds to it. Because your body will let you know. My body responds well to that. It's certain things that my body don't respond to well to. But my body responds well to that. Because another thing you'll find out when you detox and you start eating clean, you have a sensitive stomach at that point. Your stomach becomes real sensitive. When you start to eat clean, your stomach becomes real sensitive. So when you eat something that's not good for your stomach, it lets you know immediately. It lets you know immediately. The colloidal silver, no, see, I ain't fooled with neither one of those yet, but I plan on fooling with both of them, D-Monty Magic. I plan on fooling with both of them. Oh yeah, the flax and the chia seeds, sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds. Y'all know I love the seeds. Y'all know that. D, no, I don't rock. No, I don't recommend caffeine at all. Not even in moderation. Nope. 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 Don't do the no. I don't rock with the caffeine. The only reason people seek caffeine out is energy. You need energy, fruits. That's the only caffeine ever. Fruits. That's the only caffeine you need. The only energy boost that you need are fruits. I don't recommend caffeine at all like that. Oh, Tavon, man, yeah, lay it off. Now, don't even do it for a while. Make it permanent. Your body was letting you know what was up. Yeah, Sharifa, man, eating plant-based help with all that. Your skin, your hair, all of that. Your skin, your hair, your energy, your nail health, all of that. Oh yeah, Jamar, and see that's again you paying attention to your body, and I haven't broken down the different body types, but I plan on doing that in a later video. But see, when you understand that, then you just got to get your stuff from other sources, other plant-based sources. So again, like you go right to the fruits. So that's how you do it. Again, everybody's bodies respond to things differently. Like some people can't stomach certain fruits. So you just got to adapt and adjust. Like that's all it is. You got to be in tune. You got to be in tune with your body. See what your body responds. Oh, Tavon, it ain't, no. A lot of meats, no, all meats are toxic. Like all of them. Like all meat is acidic. There is no such thing as an alkaline forming meat. Like that don't even exist. All meats are acid forming. Every last one of them. I don't even care if it's organic. Like it's all acid forming. There is no such thing as an alkaline forming meat. Meat is not alkaline. It's not alkaline forming. Walker is all, all of it is meat and it's all acid forming. I mean, I don't care what they label it. I don't care how clean they say the water is. It's still acid forming, meaning that it's toxic. So there's no such thing as an alkaline form of meat. That does not exist. That's like an oxymoron. Like that literally doesn't exist. So that's why I tell people, man, just stay away from them joints, man. Create a plan, man, to wean yourself off of that meat. But more so the dairy products too. Beast by Bless zone out. You gotta stay. That shrimp, that's also acid forming. Oh yeah, Magic Rims. That's why we always suggest organic fruits, or we suggest you grow your own fruits. That's why we always suggest that. And y'all know the labels. Y'all know if it's got the 9 on it, it's organic. So y'all know that. That's common knowledge out here. If you don't see the label that says organic, if you read that label and it has a 9 on it, then you know that that's organic. If it has the 4, then that's conventional. So y'all know how that go. Ex-salam, nope. I don't eat fish, and even when I ate meat, I wasn't a fan of fish to begin with. So I never was really big on like fish. But no, I don't consume any fish, and I don't recommend. If you gotta consume a meat, then pescatarian is your healthiest route. But we gonna roll, y'all. Got my client in here. I'm finna terrorize him. I'm about to terrorize him, y'all. He just walked in, so he about to get a deadly workout. Y'all take it easy.